So, dear observer, I have today a very, very special guest, Dr. Bruce Lipton. Bruce Lipton is a cell biologist and international recognized leader in bridging science and spirit, which I personally love. He is the best-selling author of the books Biology of Belief and The Honeymoon Effect. Bruce received the 2009 prestigious Goya Peace Award, and he has been a guest speaker for hundreds of TV and radio shows. For more information, please check his website, brucelipton.com. So, dear Bruce, I'm honored to share this moment with you. So, I always wanted to interview you because your universe is an amazing universe which empowers us on so many levels. And as I said, I discovered you like 10 years ago, thanks to our mutual friend, Michael Anson. And he was attending my seminar on the mechanics of spirit. And he saw so many similarities with your work that he immediately gave me your book, Biology of Belief, which is right here. If you want to check that, you really have to check this. It's going to change your life. And I discovered your book. I was really impressed by the content and also about the courage you have to share all those discoveries with humanity. And also because your research is scientifically proved in a way or validated the information I got through my channeling sessions. So, in two words, they expose the links between our consciousness, the water fluctuations in our cells, and specific epigenetic modifications of the histone field when we fight against so-called negative emotions. So it basically means that by changing our state of consciousness, while increasing our body water level and accepting negative emotions, we put all the chances on our side to recreate harmony in our inner universe. So your amazing work has many common points with the mechanics of spirit that I share for more than 20 years now.
Thank you so very much for this opportunity to speak with you. And I also want to thank our audience, because our audience are people who are looking for new answers, new ways of life. Your work is scientific because quantum physics says everything is energy. You're looking at me like a picture, and I go, underneath the surface, I'm invisible inside. It's only the light coming from the sun or a lamp. When the light hits me, the photons of light bounce back. So you don't see me, you see photons come hit me and bounce back. So everything is energy. And some people can see the energy more clear than other people can see energy. That you are medical intuitive, because you can see body energy. You could read the energy just like a medical doctor reads a scan, CAT scan or MRI scan. That's energy reading. You don't need a machine. Your brain can do the energy reading, but very few people actually do it. We can all do it, but only a few people can do it. And you are especially gifted. You have a special gift because you can see the energy, and it's not magic. It's science. It's total science. And I'm so excited because the first question is, what was it that just changed my whole life? And that was, up until I was over 40 years old, I did not believe in spirituality. I thought that was, I'm a science person. It was genes and DNA and the cells and all that. And that's all I believed in, that we live and then we die. But when I studied the cells were my teacher. And the first thing that I recognized when working with my cells, and this was research, Nassrine, this was research 15 years before you were born, 1967. And I was working with called stem cells. And what came across my mind was, we cannot put cells from my body into your body. You cannot put cells in your body into another person's body. The reason is, when we put our cells into another person's body, their immune system will look at those cells and say, not self. This is not me. And I realized everyone has their own self. I say that's why we can't exchange parts with each other, because our cells have identity receivers. And I said, well, where is the source? What makes us self different from each other? On the surface of the cells are proteins, like antennas, like television antennas. No two people have the same set of antennas. And these are called in science self-receptors. And I go, receivers of self. And I go, well, where are these receptors? I say, on the outside of the cell. No two people have the same set of antennas. So I say, well, wait a minute. I say, the antennas are reading a signal called self. I say, where is self?
Yeah.
And then I realized self is like a broadcast, like a television broadcast or a radio broadcast. Self is out here. It's not in here. I say, my cells have antennas. The self signal comes across, and my antennas read the signal. So, a simple analogy. The body is like a television set, but the broadcast for the show is not in the body. The broadcast is like television picked up by antennas and plays. And when I said that, I said, I cannot die. I go, why? I say, I'm not in here. I'm playing through the television, but I'm the broadcast. So, analogy, if you're watching TV and the TV breaks, TV is dead. I say, no more show, gone. I say, did the broadcast stop when the TV broke? I go, no, the broadcast is always here. I say, I can get another TV and tune it to the station, tune it like adjust the station, and I'm back. So I go, oh, wait, we are the broadcast. We are not the TV. And that's why if your body, your TV breaks, your broadcast, your spirit is still there. And if a new embryo shows up with the same antennas, then you are back, but in a new TV set. I say, does it make a difference if it's male or female? I said, no, that's a TV. That's not you. I say, does it make a difference if it's white, brown, black, red, yellow? I say, no, that's the TV. That's not you. You're the broadcast. And when I saw this, I said, I cannot die. I'm not in the TV set. And then all of a sudden, the fear that all humans have, which is the fear of death, disappeared. Why? Because I said, I cannot die. I'm here all the time. So it changed. Why did it change my life? Two things. One, I cannot die. The broadcast is always here. And what the first thing was, fear disappear from my life. Because the greatest fear, only humans have this fear. Only humans know they're going to die. Other animals, they don't know this, so they have no fear. We're the only ones. And when we are in fear, people can control us.
Today, and most of all now with this COVID-19 situation, a lot of people are unfortunately manipulated because not because they are in fear for me, but because they fight against fear. So they lose their immune system, they lose their skepticism. They don't think like rationally. They're completely into what is said on TVs. And I always say, just you shouldn't live. You should live without TV. Would be better for your health. Humanity has to know about that stress is the first enemy for our body, and it's not cancer or whatever else, or the pandemic COVID-19 or whatever. But yeah, exactly. But you see, what I observed during the 20 last years is that in our subconscious mind there are so many different programs, but there is one for me. But you're the specialist in this field. But for me, there is the program which says, get rid of all negative emotions. When I experienced the most painful period of my life at the age of 15, a psychologist told me that I have to get rid of my negative emotions. Well, I tried hard, but at the end, I felt completely exhausted. Not because there were a lot of sadness, anger, and fear, but because I fought so hard against them that I finally got sick physically. So one day I realized that I put so much energy into that battle that I lost the necessary energy to heal. And I also realized that I never listened to those emotions like sadness, anger, or fear. I always pushed them away, as I was told to do. And by changing my reaction towards them, I was able to receive their messages. And I suddenly realized that they weren't enemies, but friends. So I, in my book, Power to Bloom, it's the power of acceptance fundamentally. And what I realized is that